Hi Colleen, I'm early. Let me turn the volume on my phone down. Hi Nancy. I'm just hoping I can get this to save today. I don't know what happened last time. I can show you a preview of one of my videos for tomorrow. I'm making some Dorset buttons for a swap. So that was the first one I did, which I'm calling Snail Trail, although somebody said it looks like the inside of a kiwi fruit. And then this was the second one I did, which is a blossom tree. I've only made 4 so far. I've never done them before. Why won't my chair move? Hang on. That's it. Now it'll move. Thank you, Nancy. I've been winding bobbins this morning, getting a load of bobbins pre-wound, and I don't know if you can. I've been making clothes for granddaughter. Hi, Catherine. yeah. Although actually, it does look as though the sun's out, but it is very cold out there. Husband's gone to look at daughter's gate. Hi, Lynn. I'm early. Yeah, I've not started, but I am early. So I'm looking at me phone on watching chat. So I'll give everybody a few minutes before we get going. And Lynn, you might recognise some fabric today. Hi, Laurie. How's everybody doing this morning? It's a bit early, isn't it? It's late for me. I've had my lunch. I had a croissant today for my lunch. And tonight we're having sausages. Pork and onion sausages. Caramelised onion as well. On your second cup of tea. I'm on my 3rd glass of orange. And my Fiskar, I found if I push it out, put the button in and keep it open, I can master it. And then when I've done cutting, I just push the button and it goes back in to keep me safe. So I'm using it all the time now. I've mastered it. Thank you very much, Lynn. It's much easier on my hand than having to hold the handle in, and even with this one, holding the handle in all the time makes me fingers ache. Oh, I know. Are you feeling a bit under the weather? Oh, Nancy. You can always replay, Nancy. Catch it on replay. So this block's quite easy today. I was hoping to get 2 done, but I'm only going to do 1 because if this doesn't load, I still need to be able to make another one. So I'm only going to make 1. I had a really weird comment on one of my dog videos that I'd put up at the end of last year, and it was one of my daughter's dogs who died, and I had it. I think it was Robbie Williams' Angels that was playing, and this comment was something like, only God can give you, what was it? Only God can give you, I can't remember what it said. Something about protection. That was it, because it says it offers you protection. When whether you're right or wrong is part of the song that it was up, and only God can offer you protection. And I went, and I've replied, yes, but this was for my daughter's dog who died, who gave her protection. So I don't know whether they're still part of my family of followers, but if not, bye. Okay, Colleen, that's fine. Oh, you're right there. Definitely no shortage of crazy, as we discovered on the list as well. That was crazy. Here he was thinking he was nice and he wasn't. Okay, what time are we on? 2 minutes to. Okay. So, today we're going to be doing the fan. Recognise the fabric, Lynn? And I've done, recognise that as well? I've done 2 of them, and I've got 2 cut out ready. Next week's going to be the flared kimono. Now, if this doesn't save like last week, I will record it and I'll put it out as a premiere, and I can be in the chat, because I just don't know why it didn't save last time. So right, so we've got those. So I've got my pieces. Where are my pieces that I've got ready? They're the ones for next one. They're the ones for this one. And me those bits. So I've got my pieces ready for my second one, which, as I say, I'm going to do as a separate one. Okay, so your first piece, C, is dead easy. It's just one piece of fabric, even though it's got a line down the middle. Just cut it as one. So your other, there's only 5 pieces. Your other 4 pieces, put your number 1 on. And these 2 are background on those. Your second colour, again, these 2 are white, and the bottom one, the patterns will be free for as long as, for the duration of this series. So once I've finished the border, which is the lotus flower, which will be week after next, because next week is the flared kimono, then it will be the lotus flower, and then once that's done, I will probably leave it a week so it makes sure everybody can get that lotus flower pattern, and then they will all be gone. So by the time I start the new mystery quilt one, which is on flared kimono lotus, in 3 weeks time, these ones will be gone, because then the mystery ones will be up for the duration of them, and I think that's over 10 weeks. And then once that's up at 11 weeks, they'll be gone as well. Hope that explains that. So I've got all my number 1 pieces Yeah, you better hurry and download. You've still got 3 weeks, 2 weeks, and the rest of this week. You'll be alright. You'll get it. And my mates know that they can message me, and it'll happen. They'll just get it. My mates will get it. Okay, I shouldn't say that, should I? Okay, so C is done. Put that to one side. So the next piece is A. You've got to add the piece which is the same pattern as C onto the bottom of that one. So trim it to 1/4 inch. There's your 1/4 inch on your fold. Place your piece, and you're going to sew right next to the paper. Again, if you're new, so fold it back, sew along the paper. But me, I sew it next to it because I can't be ripping out all those bits. So, what happened there? Oh, that's it. I seem to have lost some of them, but I think it's come back. Okay, so I'm going over to the machine to do, it helps if you turn it on, that first piece first. So I'll come back to the chat once I've sewn this piece. That was easy, wasn't it? And I found my roller, which I'd lost. I had a clear up and I found it. So there we go, give that a good squidge. And then trim those down. You can put pins in if you want to put pins in. I've used my Elmer's glue like I always do. So there's the first one on. Now we're on to the white pieces that go there and there. So any more questions in there yet? Nope. Okay. There. So fold your, put your piece of, my piece is extra long, this one, it's just pieces that I had extra left over. So there's your piece in position number 3. I haven't quite got used to this other machine after I killed my Singer. So I'm just, if you can see, I'm just fractionally off on the sew line, but it doesn't matter. Well, as long as they're all the same, it doesn't really matter. So that's going back on there. And then I'm going to trim that one down to the 1/4 inch. Just concentrating on the master at work. Really? Where's that then? Which master are you watching? Because it really isn't me. I am no master. That is a sure fact. Okay, so so again, there's your last piece for this one onto there. So we're going to stitch along that line. I always get an excellent workout when I'm doing this, backwards and forwards, on my chair. Right, fold that back, give it a good press with my fingers and trim them off. Right, so that's that piece done. So that's 2 pieces done. So that's A and C done. B is your second colour. And I've noticed me birdhouses and my birds are upside down, but what the heck? See? Am I perfectly? No, definitely not. Okay, and so there we go. I bet you recognise that fabric as well, don't you, Lynn? The master is trying to convince us she's not. Jedi mind tricks. Wild woman. I like to go off-piste. I think I've caught Colin's contagiousness from yesterday. Whatever she was on, I think I must have had some. How am I liking some of those fabrics now? Yeah, I bet you wish you kept them now, don't you? Right. And we'll trim that bit. That. Get rid of all my rubbish into me rubbish pot. Right, okay, so we've got good morning, Melissa. I started early. I'm a rebel. I'm being a rebel today. Hi, Patty. Yo. I can't help it. Every time I see Patty's name, I go, yo, yo, Patty. Okay, so here's a perfect example. On the first one we did, I sewed that bit on first, even though it was supposed to be number 2. This one, I've sewn the white pieces on first, and now I'm putting that one on. So it doesn't matter what order you do them in if they're at opposite ends of your piece. Obviously you can't put, I mean, you could put 3 and then 2 and then 4, whichever way you want, but it doesn't, as long as they're at opposite ends, it doesn't matter which way you do it. You're welcome. I'm all for making FPP easy for people because it's a great way to sew. I did that with your lanterns. Yeah, you see, it doesn't, and your lanterns still turned out okay. So it doesn't really matter which way round you do them, if they're opposite ends. I mean, obviously, if they're next to each other, you've got to do them in the right order, but opposite ends don't matter. So that's piece B finished. So that can go over there with them. So that's A, B, and C done. Now, E doesn't have that bit on the bottom because you've got piece C that attaches to it. What was that? Well, you should be working with me. No, oh, no, it's about, no, you can't work with me. We'll do it. You'll learn it though, Melissa. It's really easy. This one's dead easy, this pattern. This one's easier, I think, than the lantern. Yeah, it is a great way to add a special box into your piece if you don't want to do the whole thing FPP. I mean, so far I need 4 on here. I need 4 because this is on the outside. So I've got 2 more to do. The one I'm doing, and then the extra one. Oh, that's cool. I bet that's really nice, Patty. I bet that that rose will come out lovely. So, and I've already got all the other rows together. I'll have to stand up to open it up. Hold on. That way up. So, you've got, and then come down. There's the fans we already put on. So this one will go onto this row will go on the bottom. On the flared, I've got one more flared kimono to make. That's actually being posted to somebody, which I don't mind making just the one next week because I need it to be posted. Because when we were doing the kimono swap, I think I said before, we started off with 4 people in each group. But as the year went on, because it was a year-long thing and it was done over 3 months, so you basically got 4 people that you had to, or 3 people as well as yourself, that you had to send the blocks to over the 3-month period. So you've got 3 months to make 6 blocks because you sent 2 to each person. Well, as the year went on, we had a couple of people who didn't respond. Hi, Janet. So we had a couple of people who didn't respond, even though people were sending them blocks and they weren't responding and they didn't reciprocate and send back. So somebody, you did the, what was that? I did the flared kimono in one colour. It looks like a plain dress. That would work if my FPP sampler. Goodness, there I went. Yeah. Need to make a lap quilt for my mum's birthday in March. The baby quilt for a new granddaughter in May. This may be the summer project. Yeah, that's any time. As long as you've got the patterns downloaded, you can make it whenever you like. And the instructions will always be on YouTube to go back to. Yeah, so anyway, I made these blocks, and then when I made the 2 extra on when I did the straight kimono last week, and I posted a picture onto the swap group and said, if anybody wants these 2 blocks, you know, I can send them you because they're spare. If you haven't received from the two that went AWOL. And two people replied. So I said, well, if you, I made a flared, I got a flared one, a spare flared one. So I sent a flared one and a straight one to one person, and then I've got one more person who I need to make this last flared one for next week and send it. But if this live doesn't save, then I'm going to do it as a preview. No, a premiere, sorry. Oh, hang on, just bear with me a second, everybody. I might lose you because I've got to wait for it. I've got to ring the doctors. Hold on. Hello? Speaking. Yeah. Right. Okay, when? I can't do today. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, that's a bit early. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you. Thanks very much. Bye. Ooh, well. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm back. Who was eavesdropping? So, yeah, well, I had bloods taken yesterday and I've got to go and talk to them about my blood results, so who knows what the heck. I can fit you in this afternoon. No, you can't. No, you're not available. Right, okay, so where were we? Right, let's get back to this pattern. Yeah, I know. I was a bit shocked as well. They only ever want to see you if there's anything wrong. However, I do wish I hadn't missed me blood appointment on. I should have gone on Monday and I missed it. I was busy sewing and I just went out of my head. And I wish I'd have remembered that and gone, because I had to go again yesterday. And she was like Dracula. She kept digging at my vein, and it was. So I've got a nice big bruise on my arm now. Oh, come on. Right. Okay, so let's get back to this ear block. Right, so we've got two more pieces to do. We're on. Let's do them in order. Let's do D next. I was going to do E, but we'll do D. Right. Should have grabbed a tissue while I was at it. My nose is dripping. That was a bit more information than you needed, wasn't it? As my kids and grandkids say, too much information. My granddaughter had got her silly head on the other day when she came to try on her jacket, and she was like, you know I know, and I was like, okay, so I know, I know. She went, yep, I know, I know. And she kept doing this all the time, and she was laughing her head off. And then a couple of days later, she gets on her mum's phone and she's messaging me. She went, you know what? And I went, I know, I know. And she went, yep, I know, I know. So she was sending me all these silly messages. It's like, oh, what's going on? It's like the why game. Why? What's the why game? Why? Probably is a similar thing, yeah. So we've got that first piece on there, and we're going to add the next piece. I've got some nice big pieces of fabric that I've got going. So handy to have a sheet that I could chop up. Okay, so again, there's my 1/4 inch. I'm going to sew down the line of the paper. The jacket is complete as well. I've just got to hand stitch now on it, and that's done. And I'll show you that at the end. Yeah, this one's only got the fan. If you go back to the other ones that I've done, the kimono, straight kimono, the castle tower, the comb, and the lantern, they're all in the descriptions of that one, Janet. Yeah, if you just click on the file, it should let you open them, and all the blocks measure come out at 6.5, so they may finish a little bit bigger. That gives you the trim, enough to trim on them. So that's that piece. I just put a pin in the top just to hold it in place while I sewed it. So one more piece, and then we're done on this, and we can start putting the pieces together. Just trim that one, far too big. Don't need a piece that big. It's when the doctors ring you and they say it's nothing to worry about, but your blood results, the doctor wants to see you to discuss them, and you think that's nothing to worry about. Okay, right, okay, I won't worry then. I'm so glad I pre-wound a load of bobbins this morning. It's just run out on me. I must have had an inclination that it was going to happen, and I'd need some bobbins. Trim, hold that one back and trim it. So we've just got one more piece to sew on, and then it's putting it together. So let's just have a check on that. It does make you worry more, it does. You forgot to grab the pattern, but then, oh yes, you got the pattern. That's all right. I do have a that's a good idea. I do have a playlist. I never even thought of that. Do. God. Up there for thinking, down there for dancing. That's what my son-in-law always says. Okay, trim this one up and then we're ready to sew them together. I might just stick a pin in that one and all. There's a bit bigger pieces at this end. Okay, let's trim. Right, now the first two pieces that you need to put together are D and E, the ones without the bits on the bottom. Now it's easy to just match up the seams on them. Take my pins out. Keep that one there. Get rid of my paper. Peel that off there. Peel that off there. So you're matching up your point where you two are joining. Yeah, just making sure I've got them the right way then. So the long edges together. Now, if you can see, that has got about 1/4 of an inch over, which is fine, as long as your seams match there. I'm not too worried about the bottom not matching exactly, and you're going to sew 1/4 of an inch down that side. I'm going to put a pin in to make sure where they join don't shift. Okay, so we can do that. So you've got that. Now the only awkward piece is this is where you're going to add C. So place it on one side and stitch until you get to that seam where you've got the two together. Have your needle down and then just adjust that side and carry on stitching to go across that one, and it will lay flat. It will lay flat afterwards, believe me. So don't worry about it not laying flat, it will. So see, it lays flat, it lays lovely. Right, now I always have to look at my pattern because I can never remember which side goes where. So B is the opposite colour of this one. So B is my bird, which is that one, which is upside down, but hey ho. So on this one, you've got 2 points to match up. You've got the top point where your fan meets, which I'm going to put a pin in. And then you've got your bottom point where these meet. I'm just going to turn that on the opposite, the seam the opposite way, and the seams are the opposite way on that one. And then you're going to sew 1/4 of an inch down there. Let's just check the chart to make sure I've not missed any. Oh, sorry, Janet's off to bed. Sorry, love. Oh, missed that bit. Oh, what's going on here? Missed a load of stuff, I think. What's going on? Where are we? Yeah, Y seams can be awkward, but if you just sew up to the seam with your needle down and just piddle it round, it will fit. I get seams like that all the time in things I'm doing, and you just adjust it. Right, so we're going to sew this one on. Okay, so it's slightly out, but it's not too bad. And that one's okay, I think. Yeah, slightly out again, but so then piece A then comes onto the other side. So rip that off, and again you're going to match up your points to make sure you've got them going in the right direction and that they meet. And if they're a fraction out, don't worry about it. It'll disappear when you quilt it. Believe me, I know. I've done it before. Hello, my friend Cheryl. It's actually, funnily enough, it's not too bad. But I put my jumper on and I haven't taken it off. Like you do. Just because you're in Florida in the warm, Cheryl, you know. Okay, so there's the fan. I'm going to give that a good press. Wait for the iron to warm up, and then we'll give that a press, and then I'm going to trim it down to 6.5 all the way around. So, for those of you that came in late, I've been having a play. I've been making Dorset buttons. Yeah, I like the fabrics as well, thanks to Lynn. I wouldn't have had them without her. So there's my first Dorset button. I'm calling it Snail Trail. And then my second one attempt is called Blossom Tree. Now there then. So give it a good purple. Right, okay. Find my 6.5 inch ruler. So when I'm squaring it up, I'm lining that 45 diagonal line down this centre seam. And as it's a 6.5 inch ruler, it's just a case of positioning it so that I've got plenty of space around it, and then I can just trim it down. For some reason my phone keeps freezing, so I keep losing the chat. So there it is, trimmed to 6.5, and got the clock's ready to go into the quilt. Oh, thanks Colleen for helping. Right, if I show you what else I've done the last couple of days. So I made a dress for granddaughter, but the pattern's horrible. I really don't like this collar. I think this is coming out completely because I don't like it. And I might see if I can find a proper collar pattern. And then her dungarees, which I've had to add a little bit of extra fabric on the bottom to make sure that we've got the length for her. And then her jacket is just left to be hand sewn now. So here's her jacket. It's just got to hand sew the binding on, and the hood's done. So that's her jacket done. So thank you, Lynn. Her jacket's come out lovely. I'm really pleased with her jacket. Yeah, I love the jacket too, Patty. It's amazing. But the pattern for the dress is, we got the pattern online, and it's from a company called Ellie and Mac online, and the collar's terrible on it. On all their patterns seems to be the same. They all seem to have this horrible collar on them. So I'm at my quilt club on Monday, so I might take it with me and say, can she help me with a collar? Yeah, I think it needs a collar too, Melissa. I think that's what it's needing, is a collar. All right. So if there's nothing else, everybody, I think that's it for today. Okay, so we'll say goodbye, and hopefully we'll get this to work. Yeah, it could use a collar. I quite agree with you there. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to say goodbye, everybody, and we'll see you soon. Bye. I think all the links have gone in. Thank you, Patty. You too.